Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Joe and Jen. Just wanted to touch base with you guys real quick. Talk to you about what we've been doing and what we've got going on and what we have for you guys, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're super stoked.
So what we've been doing. So we've been super busy. We are a part of a nationwide mastermind group, which is investors all around the country. We meet every week with those folks. We had another great chat for over an hour yesterday with one of the biggest investors in our area, and it was kind of awesome. He was so
great.
flattered to talk to us, where we were flattered to talk to him.
Yeah.
And he was super excited about what we've got going on, and he's been in this for a very, very long time. And he was just saying to us, he's like, I am so proud of you guys. You guys are rocking it, which is just great to hear from other investors, And
Yeah, because sometimes when you're in it, you don't see it. It's like the forest to the trees metaphor. And, with the kids, and they actually just having birthdays this month. So we've been so busy family-wise, but also in the business. So, juggling all those parts, it's kind of cool to, hear from somebody else looking in.
And the one thing that he said that we're doing a great job of is really branding ourselves and having a great reputation with all the other investors. So that's been keeping us super busy. Obviously, we're working on deals. We have one back yesterday from a seller. We just bought another house. Haven't even dropped. Guys, we drop a tiny fraction of the deals that we're actually making, okay? We don't. Some investors put it out there that they are, the one deal that they do or whatever, which is fine. We do several per month, if not more. And with that being the case, he can only talk about so many of them.
And so we hire, people that actually do our social media for us. Bear with, and we'll give you what we can.
Or we find that personal chef who can move in, who's also a nanny and loves doing laundry and all the other things. Then we can do this more.
Right.
But you know what? Yes, can you talk about land trust? Sure can.
If we do them in our business, yeah.
We do land trust. Every one of our properties is in a land trust. I think maybe one or two slip through the cracks in the very beginning properties, but all the ones we buy, they're always in land trust. So we're going to go over tomorrow why, we got dogs barking. We're going to go over tomorrow why land trusts are fantastic. We're going to go over tomorrow some of our marketing techniques of how we're getting leads. And guys, some of these leads are completely free. They're not going to cost you a dime. So I know when you work from home, you get dogs barking. Yeah. If you are a person, if you're a squirrel that walks by our house,
we are real. This is who we are, and you know what? Take it or leave it. And this is a free content here, so this is what you get. Speaking of free,
you want to meet a barking dog?
Every Tuesday, if you check out my page, Jenn, Fave, on the highlight reel, every Tuesday I drop a little freebie as far as social media, specifically Facebook, because we love Facebook. Just a little tip, hey, are you doing this in your business? Because it's working. So I just shared a cool one yesterday where somebody complimented that we have a sense of humor, because everybody's got an opinion on Facebook, right? And so I shared the little thread there that was actually on a sponsored ad. So just keeping in mind, everything you do, people are watching, and so have fun with your business. Be real. Dog barks, dog barks. What are you gonna do, right?
And I mean, you hit it right in the head. But the thing is, we're just normal people who work from home. We have a team
with our kids at home.
With our kids at home.
We
have a daughter who just turned 8. We have a son turning 6 on Sunday. So with that being the case, guys, if we could do this, you can too.
You can too. Seriously, we don't have an office. We don't have this crazy big conference room or any of these, ooh la la la. It's literally Joe and I working from whatever room we choose in the house right now. Sometimes it's the front porch in the summer, but it's having that desire and taking that action.
And I will say, and thank you so much,
you.
God's 5041. Giving us a little shout out, showing some love.
Yeah, she's
definitely
been following
appreciate
us
that.
For a while. Love the love. Thank you.
But I will tell you for sure, the one thing that we do, it's just taking action, guys, and that's really what stop most investors. You're thinking about it too much. Maybe you're worried about goofing it up, and sometimes that's okay. If you've listened to some of my very, very first calls, a million years ago, I was horrible on the phone, and that's okay, because most of the time only you know what you were going to say or what you were supposed to say. The other folks on the other side of the phone, they might not know. So that's okay if you goof up, but make sure you get it right.
And then half of it, if you really truly are that scared to pick up the phone, and talk, at least pick up your phone and start texting, because a lot of our sellers, they don't want to talk on the phone. Or we even had yesterday an elderly, I believe it was a gentleman, hard of hearing, and so he said he would prefer to chat through Facebook Messenger. So your sellers are accommodating in that way too. So again, if you're making excuses, you're just making excuses.
Well, that's the neat point, is you could actually, we do so many deals without ever having a face-to-face. We don't do that. All of our deals are virtually, first of all. Number two is most of our deals that we're going to make, we're going to do that through let them through a chat. We've done countless deals that way, where the first time we're actually getting to talk either on a phone or a Zoom call is usually doing the walkthrough of the property on our virtual tour.
Yeah, and every seller's different, so you gotta, again, always figure that out, get to know the person. Remember, you're here to serve them. They have a problem, they have a house they want to sell, and so you need to kind of work with them and figure that out. But to alleviate that stress of, oh, I can't pick up the phone, well, then either hire somebody else or just start texting.
Right. Well, and that's the point. You gotta love what you do. Yeah. And if there's certain parts about your business that you love, but there's certain parts that you don't love.
He loves organizing all the paperwork. And
that's what her thing is, okay? I love those calls. I love talking to a seller. I love just being able to, pardon my language, but kind of just shoot the shit with somebody and have a conversation and find out if we can help them or not. And if we can't, can we at least help them in another way by maybe sending them to another direction? We had a conversation yesterday where Brittany from our team has a lead, and I said they're probably their best bets to list that with a realtor.
Yeah.
That deal made the most sense was to have them list it with a realtor. And so once again, if we don't buy the house, it's okay, but at least we could point them in the right direction. So that's what we've been working on. Okay, so just a little quick snap of what we've been doing like the last week, and every day it's wake till end of the night. There's many times where I fell asleep on the couch with my iPad going, and she has to bring me up to bed.
I think he's like texting. I look at and it's the phone on his chest and his iPad in his lap, and no, he's like out cold. So.
But that's what happens. But once again, I'm up every morning 5 o'clock. Naturally, I had no set an alarm. I am just up that
No, thank
that
goodness
early.
the 4 o'clock has kind of rolled by.
Yesterday was 4:30 though. But with that being the case, I'm up early, and I like to kind of get into all my messages, get all my emails, get the day kind of set nice and early before anybody else is up, because then at that point I'm already set for the day. I'm already kind of not caught up, but I'm a little ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to set myself up, shoot off all the emails I got to do, any response I got to do, and kind of just put some posts out there too. So
yeah, same for me. And then the Google Calendar, I check that religiously.
Yes.
Because, 1 o'clock we have a virtual, and 2 o'clock we have this meeting. So it's really important to have a system in place. And so for me, it's the Google Calendar. It's connected to all the things, and we can go into that another time. But figure out what's going to work for you, yourself, your team, your spouse, whomever you're working with, and communicate that through.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's organization. That's
today we get out of the house. We're excited to go check out a house.
So on one of our other pages, we're going to be showing off one of the flips that we're doing that we bought in an IRA, guys. Yeah. So once we flip this house, we're not paying any tax in there. And I don't hear many investors talking about how to invest in your IRA, doing a self-directed IRA, and avoid paying tax. And that's the key. So that's one of these.
There's a lot of steps to it, and I would think that kind of people they'd like to know more about that, because it's not hard, but there's details that have to be followed.
Well, drop in the comments if you want to learn more about IRA education, and we'll go over that next time around. But I will say what we're going to be doing is tomorrow on our Facebook page, not the group, but the page, so I don't want you to miss out. We created an event. It's a Creative Finance Playbook. You probably already know that. If you haven't, check it out. We did live seller calls last week, Creative Finance. Some were some warm leads, folks who reached out to us who said, I have got a house I'd like to get a quote on, or I'm thinking about selling my home. Some were just cold calls. Mm-hmm. And we made 2 deals in about an hour. No banks involved at all, and about $4,000 out of pocket. And that's just to cover closing costs of these purchases. Now, are these slum houses, their roofs are caved in? No, these are beautiful houses and beautiful neighborhoods. So we're super excited. And so if you haven't checked out those videos yet, check it out. We still left it up there. I want to leave it up there. I'd like to do it for about a week, but it's almost so good I don't want to take it down in the meantime. But meanwhile, tomorrow...
leave it in the group.
Yeah, maybe I do leave it in the group. So then tomorrow, we're going to be doing the same thing. Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock. Creative Finance Playbook on the Facebook page.
If you didn't join live, honestly, it was so much fun. I was able to answer questions or read questions aloud, and we all answered them in between the phone calls. So it was quite an education. And I mean, people don't. I mean, this is really amazing knowledge that we're dropping here, and so take advantage of it because it's amazing.
And it is, and it was great. And I see Ken put in the notes, just open a self-directed IRA. Congratulations. That's how you get started, right? And we've done land deals, we've done flips inside of them. All of those are awesome. So guys, you definitely want to learn more about that if you haven't already been doing it, because a lot of folks like to talk about the return on their investment, right? But then you might have to be paying short-term capital gains or even capital gains tax on it. Where if you do it inside of an IRA and you're showing off your ROI, that's your legit number. So Jen found a land deal where we just did it, and it was 153% return on your money, guys. It's 153% return on your cash, and that took about 4 months. Where I don't know many businesses. And the best thing about it is it's backed by real estate. So it's not some risky stock market or anything like that.
I was seriously on Facebook Marketplace, guys. And to me, I'm like, why wouldn't this person just list it and get more money? Because I saw the land, I know the area, I know it's worth more, but they just didn't want to do the hassle. And there was family out of state that owned it, and someone had passed away. So to them, they knew the number they wanted, they just wanted to walk away. And so for us to take a couple more steps, that's a huge jump, and now it's in the IRA, so that's even better.
So that's the case. Just stumbling across it. So if you're actually actively looking for leads, we're going to be dropping tomorrow some free ways that we're getting a lot of leads. We're going to be dropping some live seller calls, so you're going to hear us say what we say. And actually one person, one of the folks watching, says she went back and started writing down some of the questions we asked, and then she's been starting to try to use that. So that's awesome. It's just taking that action, right? And that's what's key. So it depends on the conversation.
I heard too, one of our followers commented, not to cut you off, that it's really cool to hear what people do, but it's totally different to see them in action, and this makes the difference. We can sit here and tell you all day long all these things that we do, but you're going to see it live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So don't miss it.
And
Creative Finance Playbook is the name there.
Creative Finance Playbook
on
Sean,
Facebook. That's Brittany's husband.
Oh, hey, how's it going? So the one thing which is kind of fun, and I don't know if I brought it upon us, I said, when you're making these calls, you don't know ever what you're going to get. You might have super happy people. You might have some cranky people. You never know when it's a cold call. And we got them all. We had a full spectrum. So once again, if you're interested in real estate, learning creative finance, learning how to buy houses, and there's so many ways to structure a deal. So you don't know it until you're in it. So that's why I love...
Don't let that overwhelm you. Because I think sometimes, as we've gotten better at this, we're able to add more, plays to our playbook, if you will. So if you're starting, then pick one and learn it really well. And then, okay, what's the next one? But he has gotten to the guru status. He won't really admit that, but his mind just starts as soon as he sees a deal, it's like a math equation going off in his head, and he's going to be able to look at that and do that. And he loves helping people doing that too. But don't get overwhelmed. You can get to that point too, but one foot in front of the other.
I guess I love the number part of it.
Well,
and there's so many different ways to make the deal work for the seller and for a buyer.
Yeah.
So it's really figuring out not just one strategy, but what's maybe one or two or even three strategies that you could use on this deal. So if the first offer doesn't work, maybe you have a couple other tricks up your sleeve, and that's the name of the game. That's why we have it as a Creative Finance Playbook, because generally if you are a real estate investor, you might know only fix and flip, or you might only know BRRRR, or you might only know wholesaling. Well, the more plays that you could have in your playbook, everybody always asks us, how do I get more leads? How do I get more leads? And we're going to go over that. But a lot of times it's not just getting more leads, it's converting a higher percentage of your leads. What's your cost per deal? Are you spending money on leads, or are they free? And if you're spending money on leads, you need to figure that kind of stuff out.
There's so many free ones out there. So once you figure out the different ways to approach it, you'll be better off.
Right. Yes. Type Creative Finance Playbook. Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Awesome. I'll try to link it in his profile too.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in there.
Yeah,
but it's super going to be awesome. And we're going to start doing a giveaway, guys, coming up too. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. We want to start going live on YouTube, but we can't stream it live on YouTube till we have 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
So subscribe to it, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway for all the subscribers on the YouTube channel. We're going to put you into a raffle, and we're going to get you some free mentoring coaching time. So go subscribe, because I don't want you to miss out on this, because everyone that we've had our coaching calls with, and if you're interested, I've got my calendar up there, everyone that we do, they say, wow, 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 this is great, this is great. So I always say, if you're going to schedule one, have some questions, make sure you bring a pen and a paper or something to write on, and be ready.
Coffee ready to go, because you're going to need it.
We go over a lot of great,
he doesn't
great
even
stuff.
drink coffee.
Just water. But either way, guys, so tune in tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
This is just a little snapshot, but I want you guys to tune in tomorrow night if you get a chance, if you're available. We're going to be dropping lots of great stuff, and it's all free. We're going to talk about free leads. We're going to talk about how to make these deals.
And how to help people, because, again, I think we get caught up in the numbers and the race and the look at my number of doors, which is all well and good, but at the end of the day, I don't know, I feel really great helping somebody else out, and that's really awesome.
Thanks a lot for subscribing, Adam. Appreciate
yay.
it. And I will say, too, if you follow up the last call of last week, I'm going to drop you guys a little hint. We bought this house with not $1 out of pocket, not using an investor, not using a money lender, not using a bank, not one dime, not one lick of credit. And once you hear how this deal is structured, guys, you can own and control real estate with your mind and a piece of paper, without having to use money paper, but just a piece of paper. So these are the things that are completely awesome, and you're definitely not going to miss this. And if you listen to that last call, we went down Avenue A, and Avenue A wasn't working, so then that's why we had to come up with another solution.
We listened to what the seller was saying.
Right, and that's what it was. One of our guys was on a call with a seller, just to give you a snap. Cold call. Never heard from us. He didn't know us. He didn't know anything. And, he's talking about us buying the house. The guy says, I'm actually a little skeptical. We're waving on the Zoom call saying, get me on the phone.
It's
we get
kind
on
of
the
fun.
phone.
You got to go check it out.
And next thing we made a deal, not a dime out of pocket. And so if you want to learn how to buy real estate and not go to a bank and not use your own money, because those
Save
two
your
things.
money for other things.
Yeah, like Starbucks or whatever.
Speaking of.
Yeah, I know. It's about that time.
So try that latte.
So guys, tune in tomorrow. And if you have any questions, drop them down below. We'll make sure we get to those questions tomorrow once we get started. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you are anywhere else in the world right now listening, because we have...
it was quite the party last time. So grab your drink and join in on the little... I guess it's kind of like a...
It was quite a party last time.
It was like an outing almost, but here we were in our living room, so it was fun.
Yes, it was a ton of fun.
Everybody had a blast.
So, all right, guys, we will chat with you soon. Thanks for stopping.
Thank you, guys.
All right, bye.